You have to say, do you mind if my girlfriend joins? Yeah, talk to her for a minute first.
Hello?
Hey Doris, it's Frank.
Hi. Yeah, how are you?
Good. How you doing this evening?
Good, good.
I have
You know,
my girlfriend's on the line with us, Marianne. If you want to say
okay,
hello.
hi, Marianne.
Hi, Doris. How are you?
Oh, very good, thank you. Yourself?
Good.
Good.
I'm the one in that picture.
Okay, okay. I'm saying, well, I don't know who's who.
Oh yeah. So that's me, and I think there are two boys in there. That's my kids.
Okay.
Those are my kids, Ryan and Justin. Frankie doesn't have
Very
kids.
Yeah, I don't have any children, and I've never been married.
Oh, wow.
Yet.
It's unusual.
As Marianne said, yet.
Yet. Okay. We'll keep that open.
Yeah. But
We had an interesting conversation the other day.
yes. Like I said, I was very excited and and a little. I was at work. I didn't expect to hear from you. So,
Well, I really didn't know when to call because I didn't know where you were working, when you were working, what your hours are, anything like that. So.
yeah, it didn't. It wasn't because of work. It's just it was because it was coming from you. It was just a very exciting phone call. And
What kind of work do you do, Frank?
I'm a custodian, building maintenance for the city of New York, school system.
Oh, wow.
I've been in about 30.
Job.
Yeah, I've been in a little over 30 years. I was thinking about being a teacher, and I realized how hard that was. So then I went to the maintenance side of the Board of Ed.
Well, nowadays you're better off on the maintenance side, the way some of these kids are.
Oh, please, yeah. I see it firsthand. It's a shame.
He works in Canarsie, so.
I'm still in Brooklyn, working every day.
Still in Brooklyn, huh?
And it's definitely not the same as we remember.
No, it definitely isn't. Definitely isn't. I was up there a couple of years ago, and I said, no way. No. I remember the old days. So.
Yeah, Canarsie's pretty bad. It's no more Italians, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So
well, everybody's all over the place now. Anyway, everybody's moving out to New York.
oh yeah, we can't wait.
Yeah,
we're gonna be heading, like I said on the other conversation. We're gonna be heading down towards your way.
Yeah, you're gonna be on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm on the West Coast.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. Cannot wait. But we're over here in your old stomping grounds. We're in West Hempstead, Franklin Square. My kids went to Cary.
Yeah, sort of mine.
Oh, wow. So that's crazy. Wow. So I know we were shocked. We were like, Franklin Square? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I lived there from 1968 to 1998.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And then I was just moving out of Brooklyn into Long Island. I lived in Levittown for a while, for about 20 years.
Yeah, you had said that in your letter. Yeah.
And then 18, I moved, and best thing that ever happened. But I was so excited. You asked me like if I had some questions. I did have one. I have a few, but one I'm thinking of now. I was so excited when you called the other day. What was your reaction when I first called? I must have thrown you for a loop, or.
Yes, you certainly did. I really didn't, comprehend it right away. I really didn't. It was something very unexpected, and it was after we hung up. I started thinking about it, and I'm saying, oh my God, what did I do?
So, you didn't do anything.
Well, it was.
No, you reacted. You reacted.
I didn't live in Edgemere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I gave that address. But I didn't live there.
Okay.
Wow. Does Frankie look like you, or does he look like his dad?
Well, as I recall, I forget a long time ago.
Well, yeah.
As I recall, you look more like my side. I'll
Oh,
send you some pictures.
yeah, I would love to see that.
Now you have other kids too?
I have a son and a daughter.
Oh wow.
I told my son I'll see my daughter tomorrow, so I'll tell her.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, they were born in '69 and '70.
Oh.
So they're like, yeah, they're a few years younger than you, Frankie. Wow.
So then
Yeah.
so they grew up on Long Island also.
Yeah, they all went to Cary.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, that's so crazy. I
Well,
go.
my husband's family comes from Franklin Square,
Oh.
but I knew the family from Brooklyn. When I lived in Brooklyn, his family lived across the street from me in Brooklyn. And then, we always stayed in contact with each other, and we both lived on Madison Street in Brooklyn. Then I moved to Madison Street in Franklin Square.
That's crazy.
You have no idea how crazy.
Oh, nice.
And then my mother moved to 79th Street between Jamaica and Park Lane South, and I was there for a while. And then she moved to 88th Road off Jamaica Avenue, and then I went out on my own, and I was working, and things happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was my father like? Do you remember any characteristics or?
Um, yeah, I do. Not very pleasant.
Oh.
Oh. All right. Well, hey, you didn't take after him then.
Then we'll leave it at he was a real character, and yeah, and we can leave it at that. Then
Well, maybe eventually I'll go into it in detail if you really want to know. But it started out great and ended up terrible. So.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I guess that's how most relationships when they end up, they go bad, right?
Yeah, they do. They do. It happens to everybody.
For sure. For sure. Wow. So that's great.
Personality, you got to take after my side with personality.
well, it was so funny when you said that you have a musicality in the family because playing the drums and always having, I guess, what did my friends call me? I always had deep. I always had a good music ear, whether it was the bands I was in or some of the people I work with. And then I've been an athlete my whole life, whether it was baseball, basketball, football.
Yeah, I used to play baseball.
Uh,
I played for the Tiny Inn on Hampstead Turnpike. We had a women's team.
oh wow!
Yeah. What position did you play?
In college, I pitched and played outfield and a little first base, and then years after college, I started playing men's baseball, which I do now, and I play mostly first base and manage.
Wonderful.
I run a couple of teams. That's what I was saying earlier. We play in your neck of the woods. We're usually sometimes down in Tampa, Bradenton, Fort Myers, and then we play on the East Coast also. We play in Vero Beach, West Palm Beach. We're all over the place. We even play in Alabama. We play in Maryland.
Wow.
So when we get to yeah, it's pretty competitive. Everybody on the team has played some level of baseball, whether it was professional or minor league or college or some level.
Well, we played for fun, just to get some exercise.
Yeah.
Then I was working at Franklin General.
As
Purchasing agent.
nice.
Yeah, I worked there for quite a few years. When the kids went to school, I worked at Mineola High School in the lunchroom for a while. And then I started working at Franklin General as purchasing agent.
Oh wow, that's right here, right around the corner.
How I got into the New York City school system, my mother was a nutritionist and cook in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I got my, she knew the custodian was looking for a part-time worker in the summer, and that's how I got my foot in the door.
Oh, that's great. It's so hard to get into those positions unless you know somebody.
Yeah, and
What'd your father do?
my father was into auto parts. He worked for Fiat. He worked for foreign cars.
Oh, okay.
But my father also went blind when I was about 7 years old.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And no, yeah, thank you. He actually became a carpenter after he went blind. When we have more time, I would love to tell you that whole.
Oh, I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, he was a remarkable man.
Well,
And
it's good to hear. It's good to hear.
I'm trying to. Now as I'm thinking, I'm like, I'm trying to think of the questions, but I kind of, like I said earlier, I didn't really have too many. The health stuff. If there's anything, you kind of said cholesterol and some, and any high blood pressure or anything like that you would know of that runs into.
Not that I'm aware of. Basically, mostly all of us were pretty healthy. And like my aunts and uncles and my one brother had diabetes, and we don't know where he got it from because nobody else in the family had it. So we don't know how that happened.
Was that juvenile diabetes or was that type?
No, it was adult. I think he created it himself. I really do.
Right.
But they were both in the military, and my other brother was in the Marines. One brother was in the Army.
Oh.
And
I think you mentioned that your brothers aren't with us, right?
No, they're not. Neither one of them.
I'm sorry to hear that. But thank them. I mean, God bless them for their service. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's hard stuff.
May I ask, how did you said you told it to your son? You kind of gave. How did he? How were his feelings? If you don't mind me.
Fine. He's concerned about how I feel about it, and
right.
I said, well, it's a lot of mixed emotions. We'll get to know each other, and every conversation, will be better and better. So I'll see my daughter tomorrow, and I'll tell her. And he's fine with it.
No, nice. Like I said from the beginning, I always wanted to just always.
Even if they weren't.
Right.
It doesn't matter, I mean, we have our conversations. We'll get to know each other and know more and more about each other, and so on and so forth. But he was fine with it,
Right. That's so nice to hear, And it's so funny here. I'm thinking of questions, and the first question I should have asked was, "How are you feeling in taking all this in?" I think that should have been my first question.
Well, I guess I'm feeling the same way you are. I think we're all full of mixed emotions. What do we say? How do we say it? What do we talk about? How do we get to know each other? It's a combination of all kinds of mixed emotions. I'm very happy to hear from you. I really am.
Oh, I couldn't have said it any better. I could echo exactly what you just said. And and I look forward to staying in touch and getting to know each other and maybe even meeting up in the future. Like I said, I'm always.
Well, we'll stay open to that. We'll see as things go on. We'll work things out. I don't drive, and I did develop macular degenerates. I don't see all that well anymore.
Oh. Sorry to hear that. Are you able to? What is your level?
I can function normally. I'm living alone. My husband passed away 7 years ago, so I'm living alone, and I can function okay. It's just an adjustment. It's just that I have to learn how to do things differently. That's all.
Right.
But I can function normally.
Yeah, understood. Like I said,
I'm not giving up so easy.
Ha
No way. No way.
That's so good.
Well, yeah, I think my friends and family will tell you I got that. I think I got that fighting gene from you then.
Oh, we never give up.
Yeah.
Can't do it this way, we'll find another way of doing it.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That's how we are. It's funny you play the drums because my favorite was Gene Krupa.
Oh man, one of my favorites. One of my first. One of my first drummers that I started to listen to.
Yeah.
And then, of course, then you get a little older and you think the rock and roll is the best, and then
Well, I grew up with all kinds of music, all different kinds of music. And my mother was more Americanized than the rest, because my grandparents, they were from Italy. They didn't want to. It was very different. My mother was more Americanized, and all my uncles and aunts came to my mother's house, and they all hung out at my mother's house. And this one's playing classical music. This one's playing Broadway shows. This one's doing this. So I was introduced to all different kinds of music growing up.
Were you and your brothers born here in America, or did you?
Yeah, no, we were all born here.
And your grandparents? I mean, your parents then?
Italy.
Oh, okay.
No, my mother was born here.
Oh, okay.
Now, are you Northern Italian or are you guys Southern Italian?
Naples. You were telling me the other day.
Yeah, Galicia, a province of Naples.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There you go.
I know my uncle and my cousin used to go back and forth all the time, but and I never even learned the language. I mean, my grandmother didn't speak English and I didn't speak Italian, but we understood each other perfectly.
Right.
Please, it was a look or a whistle, and I'm sure you can understand each other.
Oh, we knew. We knew.
Did your mom speak Italian?
Yeah, there was a little Italian speaking. My grandparents were fluent Italian, and my father's side spoke more Italian than my mother's side.
And where were they from?
Sicily, and I think some from Naples. I would have to go back and look. It's been so long since we even talked about any of the family history. I know my father's side was Sicily.
Yeah.
But they spoke a lot of Italian. Yeah. My grandparents.
Yeah. It's funny though because my uncles they spoke fluently, and when they took Italian in school, they failed.
It was funny because the same thing. I was learning it in high school, and they would say it doesn't sound like anything we speak.
Yeah, I know.
And recently, I just tried to learn Spanish. I said, "Oh yeah, let me see."
Oh, that seems to be the language nowadays.
Especially in the.
There isn't a lot of difference between Spanish and Italian, really, in a lot of the words.
No, I noticed that, and here in New York, Spanish is the second language.
Yeah, it's going to become the first pretty soon.
Hopefully, we won't be here for that.
I can't imagine you working in the city, though. I can't. It's terrible.
Yeah, 2 summers
ago. I was up there in 2018, and I was in West Hempstead, too. I was right there a block from Leesburg.
Oh, yeah.
I was there for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, it's right around the corner, right there.
Yep. We're over by Echo Park Pool.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to give you a landmark. Yeah. So we're right there. We're on the side
of Hempstead Turnpike. I was on Madison Street.
Yes.
Right straight down from Carmella.
Oh wow. Oh, still go there. That's all good. Do you have family on the island?
My husband's children are on the island.
Oh, okay.
And they're out in Belmar.
Mhm.
And I still have my uncle and my cousins in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I was telling Frank my uncle is 91 and he's still teaching piano.
Oh my goodness, 91. God bless him.
Yeah, he lives down by Kings Park, down by Kings Highway.
Uh-huh.
He's been there for 80 years.
Oh, man.
So, he's still got the same phone number.
That's
I'm
excellent.
sure he still has a rotary phone in the house.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, I have the two children, my son and daughter. And when I married, he had children. And
Wow, so you like knew him forever. He was he was from across the street, the neighbor. That's nice.
yeah, well, I know he was on Long Island, but I knew his family.
You
They
knew the
lived across
family.
the street, and they used to visit back and forth all the time from Franklin
Nice.
Square to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I had known them, and his cousin I had gone to high school with.
Oh, wow.
Because I went to Maxwell Vocational High School on Liberty Avenue, right off of Atlantic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to.
I quit school and I worked for the phone company on Rockaway and Rockaway and where the train is. I
Rockaway,
forgot the street.
Foster?
Phone company building there. No. And the first Fortunots was there. That's where the original Fortunots was.
Oh, wow.
Trying to think.
Yeah.
Rockaway Parkway train station?
No.
Or Rockaway Avenue?
I had to take the bus down Rockaway Avenue.
Rockaway,
and we
yeah.
had the train there, and the phone company was right there.
Yeah, you never forget your first job. That's for sure.
Yeah. It was terrible. You had to work double shift. You had to work split shifts.
Oh.
You had to go in like 8:30 in the morning, go home at 11, and come back at 6.
Oh gosh.
I think it was the Ditmars train that ran over there. Ditmars Avenue train that ran over that way. It ran through there.
Yeah, I got sucked into
Rockaway and Livonia.
Livonia.
Okay, that's where it was. Rockaway and Livonia.
Yeah, you don't want to be on Livonia now.
No, you didn't want to be there then. I mean, really, we had the cops had to walk us in and out of the building.
Oh my goodness.
And that was way back when.
That's crazy.
That was before you were even thought of.
Wow.
Wow. That is crazy.
Who would have thought?
Jeez.
Then I subbed at the post office for a while.
You had a lot of jobs. A lot of different.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sucked into the Board of Ed, and that was it. 30 years later.
Well, that's great. That's great. That's a good job to hear, not fail. City job?
Yeah, it was. It's been eventful. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I
Steady.
didn't. I'm glad I didn't teach because what the teachers go through and how it's evolved in my years in the system. I'm glad I took the path I took.
Well, that was a smart move because they don't teach kids anything anymore.
No, it's like it's crazy. You don't even want to know. Everything that you hear on TV is exactly true.
Yes.
You know, Doris, this was or is great talking. Is it okay to call, or do you want to just until you tell your daughter? You want to just always call me? What's the best way to stay in contact?
Well, I'm not at home. So I expect to go home this week.
Okay.
And my daughter's coming here tomorrow, and I'll tell her. And then after that, once I go home, it doesn't matter if you call me or not.
Okay. I just want to always be respectful and make sure that
It's just that, if anybody's around, they don't know the situation, and I want to tell my daughter first, and I didn't want to tell her over the phone.
No, of course. I've mentioned to most of my family, but I'm going to a wedding, and that part I haven't told them yet because I didn't want the whole talk of the wedding to be about me and what's going on. So I'm going to tell them right after the wedding.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, who's getting married?
My cousin Paul. He is my mother's sister's son.
Your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin. And yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just. I'm like Ralph Cramden, humming a humming a humming a.
No, I don't, what to tell you. After I got married, I had my son and my daughter, and I worked them in the old high school in the lunchroom for a while, and then I was able to get a job at Franklin, and I was there. And then we moved down here.
Do you like it down there better?
Oh, yeah. I miss New York, but knowing how New York is now, I don't know. I mean, I had come up there a few years ago, and I was visiting somebody in Virginia, and I took the bus up to Times Square, and I had to walk down to Penn Station, and I said, what a disaster.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
You saw it firsthand.
I says, no, it's not the New York I remember.
No, it certainly isn't.
And you've always been in the Tampa area when you got
Yeah,
that.
we lived in Port Richey first. When we first moved down here, we had a home in Port Richey. And then after he passed away, I waited about a year or so, and then I moved into a mobile home park.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, and my husband's sister lives there, and his two nieces. So,
Oh, that's nice.
people I know.
Yeah.
People I know,
Sure. And where do your son and daughter live? They live down there too?
My son, yeah, he lives in right near Daytona,
Oh, okay.
and my daughter lives up near Gainesville.
Oh, all right.
So they're both about 3 hours away. And everybody's working, so you get to see each other when there's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When there's time, we'll trying to.
Well, we make the time. We try to make the time.
Yeah, you kind of have to make time.
Yeah.
As we get older, we find, what's really important.
Wait. As we get older, you
Yeah.
guys got a long way to go.
Yeah. Oh.
I know. But you know what? Like my boys are getting older. Mine are 21 and 23. And, we're thinking of, moving down to Florida. So we just kind of, take stock of, what's important and what's
When
not.
we decided to move out of Franklin Square, it was difficult for my husband because he had his children there.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't want to leave the kids. I go, you know what? This one moved to Connecticut. That one moved to Ohio. We moved to Florida, and they can all come visit us for the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, they have to go where they have to go to make a living. So why are we going to sit here?
Right.
Yeah, you have to do, and with
You have to live where you can.
and the way travel is now, it isn't as difficult as it used to be or as expensive, for the most part.
Yeah.
Watch out. I'm sorry, the dogs are playing right under my feet.
What kind of dogs you have?
We have a golden retriever, a black lab mixed, and what is Stumpy?
Dachshund.
A little dachshund, who's the old time.
3 of them. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a shepherd, and then we had a puppy.
Oh.
And then we had parrots and guinea pigs. And one of the kids went on vacation to Florida, brought home an alligator.
Oh boy.
I think it got loose in Raft Park because it disappeared one day.
That's so funny.
That's my only fear of Florida, are those alligators.
Well, it is very different. Your insects and your animals and everything are all very different. And you just get used to it. You learn after a while, But we've been having a gorgeous winter. We're going down into the 50s tonight.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
It's been 66 today.
Wow.
And we were down in the 40s and 50s for 2 or 3 months. That's why I like the middle of the state. That's why I like where I am, because we get a nice winter.
Yeah, you got it.
Really doesn't get. I think we went down to the 40. We've gone down to the 40s quite a bit at night, 50 60s during the day.
So you
I
get
like the change, but the further south you go, the more heat you get.
Yeah.
right. So you still get seasonal. That's nice. I didn't
We
even.
get 3 seasons. We get 3 seasons over here. Yeah.
Wow.
Never thought of it like that. We always thought down by the
Well, the
beach.
furthest, yeah, no, Florida's 700 miles long, so the further south you go, the hotter it is.
Right.
So we're a lot like in the middle of the state, where we get the 3 seasons, which is really a nice break.
Yeah, it's definitely a break from the heat, which is cool.
Yeah, Marianne is a beach bum. She loves the
Well, if I
beach.
could, yeah.
No matter where you go, you're gonna find beaches.
Yeah.
Love.
Doesn't matter East Coast, West Coast,
Yeah.
middle of Florida. Even in the middle of the Florida, you're gonna find a beach somewhere.
That is true. There's always something.
And you do find that, like down here, your winter and summer is reversed than up there.
Oh, because
What I mean,
maybe like I know like with baseball, everything shuts down in the summer because it's too hot.
everything shuts down in the summer here. Everything starts up in the end of September, beginning of October. You got everything going on. You got flea markets. You got the tracks. You got baseball. You got everything starts in September, October, and then it ends in April.
Oh yeah, the summer months is just too hot, and then is it because a lot of
Then
people?
you have all your snowbirds.
I was just about to say, is that because a lot of the people come back up here for the nice weather?
Right. Like a lot of the snowbirds in my park are leaving now. They'll leave now or next week or in the next 2 or 3 weeks to go back home.
Right. Yeah, because it's supposed to
The
get
summers
nice.
are very quiet here. But it depends on where you live, too. You know, it depends if you're going to live in a city area or if you're going to live in the suburbs. It depends on where you live. But
Right.
I'm not far from Busch Gardens. And I'm only 2 hours from Orlando. And I'm only an hour, 45 minutes from Busch. And they have a lot of shows, and they have the theaters. We have Ruth Beckett Hall, and we have the Straz Theater. And we have a lot of things going on here, if you want to do them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's up to you what your interests are, what your hobbies are. Because I was doing woodworking for a while, and
Oh wow.
then I had to stop because I couldn't paint all my wood. So I said, my people are coming out cross-eyed. I better give it up.
Oh, wow.
That's so funny because